Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Cancer as a Lifestyle. So today I wanted to show you some blankets that I made for the ministry. But first of all, I wanted to do this video in my living room because it is super cloudy. I say this every time I do a video, but it has been raining cats and dogs. I think this entire spring is just about rain. Okay, so, and I'm coming out, but I have no choice. I couldn't do it in my living room. My daughters actually came home from work and is sleeping, so I had to come into my bedroom. It is not very good lighting. I have two lamps and the natural light, and I'm coming out looking like a ghost, so I apologize. But first of all, I wanted to show you something that I love to get. I like for gifts little trinkets. I like the little things that cost practically nothing, but I love these type of things. So I'm going to show you what my mom got me. I really love these things. It is a journal. Can you see that? It says to the moon and back, and it is actually a journal. It has blank pages. I love that. Very thick, a lot of pages. I love things like that. See, it's just a simple journal. Has a little, I love things like that because I use journals, I use notebooks, I use diaries, I do all kinds of stuff. I use them for everything. I use them to for Bible study. I take them to church to keep notes in. I have some that I do my 2019 goals. I write on my money accounts in. I have one that I use just for addresses and passwords and things like that. I mean, I have a 5-year plan journal that I use. I love these kind of knickknacks that the glare is, I'm going to try to do it up close from all these lamps. But I love little things like that. So she gave me this and I'm so thrilled. I loved it. I wanted to share that because that's just right up my alley. So I'm going to show you. So I've been working basically on one blanket all week. And but first of all, let me show you the blankets that I'm trying to add to this box to Mary's Room in Wisconsin, that organization. I'm trying to fill that box up and mail it out, and I think I'm there. I'm not sure. I haven't I haven't added the blankets, the baby blankets that I've made, but I'm going to show you what I have right now. So this one I did, and I'm not even done. I washed it, but I did not even do the ends yet. I didn't tuck the ends in or anything, so you have to excuse me. But if you remember the last adult blanket that I did for the cancer patient, um, for the breast cancer that metastasized into the lung, for her, I did the granny square afghan, and I had bits and pieces left over, so I just turned it into this. I took some white. Ooh, that came out nice. And this is the V-stitch. This is my new love. I don't know if I don't think I showed this to you guys, this baby blanket. But my new favorite stitch is the V-stitch. And I am loving it. So do you recognize the colors that I use? And it's just my favorite, my square side. So, and I used a white, a soft white for the main. And then here's your terracotta. Here's the brick that I had some left over from that blanket. And here's this one I believe is the cafe latte. And then this is that gray that I didn't have a tag on that I received. And this is another one that I believe this is, see, I didn't do my ends yet, so you have to excuse that. And these are the I think this is moss or sage. But I kind of, at first when I started making it, I thought to myself, I don't know. But I really like the way it came out. I think it can look good for a boy, a baby blanket. So there you go. And I'm loving the V-stitch. I'm loving the V-stitch very much. Okay, another one that I did. And if you remember in my last video, I was talking about how I wanted to do a granny square baby blanket and it turned into an adult. Well, I ended up doing, I did do one in the granny square. And look at it, came out beautiful. And this is the Michael's 1-pounder that my mom gave me of the mint. And I will tell you, I am in love with this. There's my granny. I am in love with this yarn. I love the way that feels. It is just awesome. So here it is, and it's mint. And I had some left over uh, in that 1 pounder, excuse me. So I started making another one, but I'm not done with it, so I'm not going to show it to you until it's done. And again, I didn't fold in my ends. I just finished washing. But I have to tell you, I'm really enjoying making these baby blankets. I know I've mentioned this before, but in the last place that we used to make baby blankets for, and they actually closed the hospital down. And with hospitals, like I said, you can't do anything with the gaps. It has to be solid. So we would always do like the double crochet or the, all the simple stitching, because little fingers, they're afraid for liability that they can get caught in these holes. So you could not ever make anything that had holes in it. So since we're not doing it for the hospital anymore, and I did explain that in one of the vlogs, they ended up going, they didn't have the funding, so they shut the hospital down and they moved them to another hospital farther away, which was a real shame because that was a very low income area, and they depended on that hospital. So yeah, so we no longer make for them the baby blankets now. We just send them out to different organizations, and they don't have these specifications, so I can make them in any stitch that I want, and I'm excited about that. Can you see the glare? I apologize. Oh, I keep saying that at every video. Okay, so my afghan, the other one that I wanted to make for this one, is going to a woman who had a stroke, and she actually had several strokes. This is another one that she just had currently, and I think it was only a couple of weeks apart too. She's had a lot of illnesses and ongoing chronic illnesses that she's not very healthy. She has a lot of illnesses right now, so her husband is taking care of her. So I wanted to make her a blanket, which I was really kind of, almost ashamed to say it. I've known this person for so long, and I never thought about making her a blanket, which I'm very, very embarrassed to say. But I ended up speaking to him. He does not know that that I did this. I've just finished it today. I have yet to wash it and fold in the ends, so like I said, don't judge me too much. But I did it in one of my favorite stitches ever that I love to do when it comes to different colors. And I hope I can, let me see, because it's quite large. And I love to do the larkspur stitch. I love this stitching. This is one of my favorites. You see how it is? I think this is an awesome stitch to use when you have multiple colors. I have used this in I don't know how many family blankets that I've made. It has always come out looking wonderful, no matter what color scheme I use, what color waves, they look awesome. I have used them in all kinds of different and colors blended together, and they look awesome. This is only actually the first time that I've used two, and this is actually 2 rows of each. So this is the first time, because normally I do 3-4 of each color, and then I do about 3-4 colors. My usual family blanket involves like 5 colors for some reason. I don't know, 3 to 5 colors. So this was the first time that I've actually did it with only 2 colors, and I've asked innocently to the husband what were the favorite colors, and he said she loves blue and he liked green. So I thought, I immediately thought of these two that I have. This is the Lions brand Royal Blue that I bought out for $1.97 at Walmart. And this one is that color that I don't know what it is, because it has no, it did not come with a tag of any kind. It did not have any label. But this is, I think it looks like a moss or a sage. Now, I'm going to tell you this stuff. Last year in the fall, we have a friend who actually cleans out abandoned storage units, and she found, and I'm not kidding you, a large, very large, long size black garbage bag full of 1-pounders. Let me show you this 1-pounder. Let me get it. I mean, this is what's left over from yet. And it's that color. Do you see it? Very large 1-pounder. Every color you could imagine. I have blues, greens, reds, purples, browns, but none of them have any label on them. So this is, I've used for this blanket here that I'm doing, I use 1 whole pound and then this much left. So I think not even half, but maybe a quarter of this one. And then of the blue, the royal blue, I've used 2, but I did not finish the second skein. I do have some scrap left over. So let me show you how it came out. So you see, it is quite large, and I kind of made a mistake on it because you know how I like to make my blankets in a square, right? For the simple reason that I told you before that I tend to veer off somewhere along the line when I'm making the blanket. I didn't do so this time. I have to say I stayed within my, you know, my stitchings, my lines. But another reason I realized why I like doing the square, because you know, when you make the square, they're all even sides, exactly the same. And then as you're going, I can kind of see the size that I want it to be. Now, I never want these blankets to be super large. I want them to be more like throws, where they can sit on the couch and cover themselves up, where they can fold these up and put them in a bag and take them to the hospital or to the chemo with them. I never want them to be too huge. Now, when I do these blankets that are, you know, the traditional way, left to right, right to left, depending if you're right-handed or left-handed, I always tend to make the mistake of where I make them too wide. You know, I'm doing single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and I'm thinking, oh, this is not wide enough. This side, it should be bigger. And then I overdo it. So I think I overdid it. So here's, look, I'm still going. And then it finally ends. So I was just like, oh my gosh, I did it again. So, but I think it's okay. I made it large enough. I think it's not looking too bad. So I do like the way it came out. I love this stitch. I almost didn't do the larkspur because I feel like I have done it so many times that I've kind of killed it, you know, to death already. I worked it to death. But then I realized that I really, you know, the ones that I've used it for happen to be my family. So I made them a lot of them. But look at that. That looks so, I just love it. The only thing that I'm not a fan of are the ends. I don't like all this. I have to fold in because you're changing the color, changing the color, changing the color. I like to, once I crochet, I like to start to just crochet away. So, yeah. Now, now, I tried to do this in the square pattern. And I tried to do that because I can continue on doing my square in the larkspur. It is actually, it's doable, but it's hard to do, and I don't think it does justice to the pattern. There you go, that's pretty. But I love this. And maybe one day I am going to do every row a different color. I don't know, because like I said, I don't like all that color changing at one time, and then you got all these ends on the end that you got to put through. But I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful stitch, and I can't wait to wash this and bag it and kind of just give it to him to pass on to his wife. I am excited about that. I will tell you, I take great joy in packing it up and giving it away. I just get a lot of joy in knowing that somebody is going to enjoy this. I just love doing this, and I love mailing out things too. I notice when I go to the post office, when I make my when I am ready to ship out on to the different organizations, I love seeing my car empty in the back seat. I always joke that I could never give anyone a ride if they need it because I don't have any room in my car. It's just full of boxes and supplies. As long as you can all fit in the front seat, that's about all I can do for you. But I love that. It gives me a lot of joy, a lot of satisfaction. And let me tell you, I don't care how anybody whatever they're going through. Some people are, when they're going to have illnesses, they get angry, they're embittered. I have never had anyone ever return a blanket. I don't care. I've said this 100 times. I have someone that I gave it to her. I tried to reach out to this person, slammed the door in my face every time. But yet every time I left her something, she's always taken it. So I think just the fact that I think a blanket is something that everybody really loves and enjoys. I think it offers them comfort when they are in need. I think it makes you feel safe and excuse me, and loved. Excuse me. So if you again, I'm going to reach out to all of you again. If there is anyone that knows of someone who has a chronic illness or a cancer and you would like me to make a blanket for them, I would be more than happy to ship them out to wherever, what address you have for them. I would make them a blanket in honor, from the ministry. I have no problem doing so. I have no problem mailing out or shipping it out to them, paying the cost. There's not a problem. Just email me and let me know. I have a lot of joy in making these. I know that's hard for some people to understand, but I love it. I love it. I'm just so excited right now. I can't, and I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I don't do it because I want somebody to, pat me on the back or anything. Not at all. I find a lot of joy in it. So I love it. I love this pair. I love the way it came out. I was a little bit concerned that the colors might clash. Let me tell you, I have yet to find a color scheme where I used this stitch and it did not come out good. So I'm very happy with this. Look at that. Woo, I'm very happy. Larkspur. And for the border, I just used a simple double crochet. I just didn't want to, go over. So anyway, that's it, folks. I got to get ready and go to work. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every subscriber. I appreciate every comment, every like, everything, and even the dislike. You have a right to share your opinion. I don't mind. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.